Woo! Welcome to another episode of Sips of Success. What's going on, everybody? We are back. Officially, we are back. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Today is actually January 5th. Today is the 15th? Yeah, Martin Luther King Day. We're recording and posting all on today. So this is a live, but not live type of situation.
You should have posted the Q&A.
I just didn't. We've been doing too much. Like
I know, but I still think it could get
I can still
posted.
put it up, but yeah, I'll get it up.
I kind of feel like that should go up today.
That's not that important because it's not going on the other platforms. That's just like that was just something for YouTube, something fun to do. That wasn't like yeah. I was trying to get around to it, but you know, life be lifing.
Anyway,
Happy New Year.
Wow. What are we sipping on?
We are sipping on. I have mint, lemon, and honey tea.
Okay.
And Aaron has
cheers.
Hot lemon water tea.
Lemon and honey. I said honey tea.
Yes, honey tea.
Oh, okay. It's dry January, baby.
Well, yeah. For those participating.
Yeah, we are.
Kinda.
Yeah.
I've had a drink this year.
Oh yeah, you have.
Yeah.
Well, I'm participating. I don't know what he's doing. But
yeah,
we're doing dry January. I just kind of want to just reset because the holidays just tear you up, honestly. Like you're just hanging out and you're eating everything and you're just
doing
it's just a lot. Yeah. So I'll take one for the team, I guess. But
no, I'm not. I'm done for the month.
Oh, okay.
I kind of just did that because we hadn't done anything, but end of the year, did one with your dad.
Yeah.
So he got a drink, so I got a drink, basically.
So what are we talking about today?
Today. Oh, first, before we get into that, we do pray that everyone gets everything that they are looking for this year, but we also pray that you have the discernment to have the consistency and develop the skills and I guess mental that you can do what you need to do to get those things this year. So
that's so nice.
Yeah, I feel like we should start off with that as we do hope that everyone does get what they're looking for, but you have to do what it takes in order for those things to come.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh wait, we don't have a this or that.
Ooh, dang, we ain't did this in so long. I feel like
I know.
Dang, what is it?
Okay, I really actually think it would be fun to also get some this or that's from you guys. So even in the comments, if you have a this or that that's kind of good and juicy, or just regular and simple, just leave it down below, and we'll also pull from those for our this or that. They don't have to pertain to our episodes either.
Yeah,
like
these
just
this
random.
or that's they be a task.
They're fun, but we try to correlate them with
the
episode, and sometimes it just doesn't work out. But it doesn't have to be technically a part of that. Okay, I'll ask this. Would you rather make a vision board or just write down your goals? Are you like a illustrative, like visual person? Or are you just more of like, I just need to write my goals down. That's good enough.
Yeah, I'm definitely not doing that vision board. Yeah, I've tried that with you each year, and you end up either finishing mine or it just never gets done. So
yeah, he's like, I'm like, babe, you got to write the goals down and then find the pictures to match the goals that you have. Like, be as specific as possible with your images. And he finds like 3 images. One of them was a dog. The other one was a car.
That was the last time I did a vision board, wasn't it? So that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, and I usually try to mix them up, like do something different every year. I'm definitely more of a vision board person. Like, I like to see the vision, make it plain. Like, I like to visualize. So vision boards work well for me. And I actually love going through them at the end of the year and just seeing how much I did. But also looking at past vision boards is also motivating because it's like, oh my God, I put that on there.
And this happened.
In 2019 and it happened this year. Like, sometimes they don't always happen in the same year, but just setting the vision, like, for whenever it happens, I feel like you're putting that into like reality when you even put it on the board.
No, I agree. You definitely have been doing great at that for sure.
Yeah. So let us know. Like, are you a vision board person? Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's also it's a little different for guys too. I mean, some guys are into
Some
it,
guys are,
but it's more likely that you find women who are a little bit
doing
more
vision boards.
creative and artsy in that way.
And that's the other thing. Like, my stuff be all ugly. Hers be all
mine be all cute,
yeah.
color coordinated.
After I see how she doing the first little corner, I'm like, yeah, I give up.
So anyway, let us know if you guys are vision board people. Okay, so what are we talking about today?
So I mean, last year, it's now 2024. The year has started off to a very great start, whatever you want to call it. But last year we ended with a bang from family to business. I mean, you came out with a new notebook design. We got 2 different colors now, the original black and now taupe. Also different material. We have linen. Mm-hmm. The sales went very, very well and still going well. But also you decided last year that you wanted to not be the face of your product. You wanted to, we started another company to let that be its own entity. So first, because that's new, how do you feel about starting a new company?
I feel really good about it. I definitely wanted something that was a little less tied to me. Like, it's still mine, but I feel like it's more of a legacy building business versus a personal brand based business, which is also like, obviously you can create a legacy off of that. But I wanted to leverage my personal brand to create something that was less attached to me. I just feel like with having a personal brand, you can run into things like if you get sick or if things happen, everything is riding on you.
Yeah.
Like on your face. If something happens to you, God forbid, and you can't work for a whole year or 6 months, like it just put into perspective when I talked to one of who I would consider a mentor. She was like, if something happened to you, if you got hit by a bus, that's what she said. You got hit by a bus. I was like, woof. And you needed to be off for 6 months. Like, what would happen? Would that impact your income? Like, how would that affect things? And when you have a business like Erin on Demand, where it's like, I'm the face of the YouTube channel, I'm leading the membership club, I'm leading everything that has to do with it, it becomes very mentally taxing, and you start to think about those things from a business perspective of what I'm the product, essentially, right, you know? Yeah. So I just wanted to start a company that was still a reflection of who I am, and I have always been a procrastinator and just kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
He is way more of the organized, just more logistic person in our marriage. And I think based off of my channel, more people would assume that I am like that, but I'm not.
Yeah, who do we do? I feel like we just ran into somebody. It was like
Candace.
Oh, yeah.
She was like, I know you're probably so type A. I'm like, actually, no, I'm definitely not type A. But I think that's why my channel works. And like why I created the Top 3 Notebook is because I understand that stuff still has to get done. You know, like I still have to be able to work around my lack of focus or my, like my low attention span.
I think your self-awareness is very high.
Yeah.
I feel like when you do pay attention to who you are as a person and whatever your weaknesses are, and you claim those weaknesses, then you can
find solutions. Yeah. And you realize that there are people who also relate in that way.
Yeah.
So when we created Simplement, which is basically a play on the word simple and implement, and I just said like the more simple your plans, the easier they are to implement. And I was on the treadmill when I thought of the name. I was like trying to combine different words that were the like core meaning of what Top 3 was about.
Yeah.
And then that just came to me and I was like, okay, Simplement & Co. Like it sounds nice. It's like a unique word. I'm sure no one else has trademarked it or, all of that. But it actually means simply in French. Isn't that so funny?
Crazy. And we went to France
last year. We went to France last year. So, I mean, it just kind of all lined up, but it feels really good to have started this business. We're still kind of working through things like in these beginning stages, like marketing. We've got to find someone to like run marketing. And so if you're interested, leave a comment. But we just got to like build the team around that business because I do want it to function as a fully functioning business that I am still partially the face of, like, I will still represent that business. Like, it's mine. I'm on the website and stuff, but I don't want it to be like just me, you know?
Yeah.
So it's good. I'm excited about it. I think this
cool.
year it will really sprout. We're trying to get into retail. We're just trying to get the machine moving. So yeah. And products are just such a different beast because you've got the supply chain, you've got manufacturing, you've just got like, you've got to time things out, right? Like, okay, at what point do we need another shipment? Like, you know, you don't want to be sitting on too many products, but you also don't want to be sold out for too long or at all. Like, being sold out is cool until it's not, because you're losing money. You know, like, it sounds good until people really want your product and they just can't get it. And so they go buy it, like they go buy something else. So I think just working through like business in that way is just like a whole nother challenge that I'm excited to have.
Yeah, I think you're doing a great job so far. It's all, and I feel like even this time with this go around, it's always something. We've had some challenges, some fun challenges though, like something that it just keeps proving why we need an actual team. To just run the thing. Because, whew, boy, I tell you.
Yeah, and just like also me practicing leadership in different capacities, because to run a team, like being a leader is the most important part. And, you know, I feel like with this business, hiring is going to look different than it has in the past. Like, we've learned so much with Aaron on Demand. I feel like it was like our first child where, you know, Black and Gold technically was our first child. But like, Aaron on Demand has been that kind of test dummy child.
Black and Gold was like the oldest child. And then Aaron on Demand was like, oh yeah, that's the star kid right there.
Yeah, it's been the star, but like, I don't want to say I don't want it to be, because I want all of our things to be very, very successful. But I also want this to be a star in a different way, you know? So we'll see. I'm excited to go through this year and just at the end of this year, just see like where everything is at, because we want like, I think that this business has the potential to be our highest revenue like business. So we just got to like make it happen.
Let's make it happen then.
So yeah.
Well, that's good.
What are your thoughts?
My thoughts on starting a new company?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I have thoughts on it because I've been doing all the
Cameron's like the team that we're talking about. Like so. I'm like, okay, babe, we've got orders to fulfill. He goes, fulfills them. He takes them all. Like he's the customer service. He's like printing all the, like he's doing everything.
Yeah, and I feel like doing that, you have to. We've had a few like nasty clients where it's kind of like, you know, you got to deal with that from a customer service. And me, I'm like, man, I don't like that. You know, my initial response ain't the response that I give. Good. No, but so having to deal with that, and honestly too, even though you might get one or two here and there, but honestly, the thousands of others who have, that's what I focused on even in those times. But also like when you have a product such as a notebook, I just got an email this morning where some of the pages are sticking together, and sometimes coming from when a manufacturer is like producing so many at a time, it's going to be some that are defective, and it's kind of like it's like dang it, and it makes the people that own the business look worse than the manufacturer, because it's like that's placed on you.
Yeah, it's like, how did you not know this? But like we're shipping out thousands of orders, and it's just like, what are the odds that the one that you got is the one? And we have a little pad of extras that the manufacturer provides based on like faulty stuff, but you just still just don't know. Like we can't physically open the plastic of every single one and flip through all the pages.
If we did that, people would get
it would take so much longer.
But also speaking of weeks later, you know, we the pre-order we had to send out during the holiday season, and with the holiday season, stuff tends to get lost a lot.
Yeah.
And we had a few that got lost. We had to help people open up claims. We had it's just always something. And then when you're a small business, that just makes you look worse.
Yeah. Because people are like, well, since it didn't, like people think you just have
Yeah.
They think they have more access than, like, if this were Nordstrom, you wouldn't be asking them to just send you another one just because the one you got is lost in the mail or delayed. Like, there are actual steps we have to take. We don't have just extra products to just be.
But even when
shipping
if we opened up somewhere, they'd be like, "Oh, it's lost." They do a whole investigation, and it takes like sometimes 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, and it sucks. It really sucks, them, but it's really nothing. It's nothing we can do
because once we ship it off, it's like
that's
it's
out of our
on
hands.
The postal service.
Exactly.
And we typically have shipped out of UPS. There are some that it may be like military, or some that may be overseas that have gone out that has to go USPS. And honestly, we prefer UPS. But even UPS can mess up sometime. Not as often, but you know,
and
it's
that's
just like
also
dealing with that.
One of those things that we have to make a decision on, because it's like with UPS, you have the most likelihood of getting it on time. Yeah. You have the most likelihood of getting taken care of. If you do file a claim, it's least likely to get lost. Like, so, and we pay more for UPS. Like, the shipping fees that we charge, we have to really sit down and say, like, are we actually losing money? Like, how much money do we want to make on average per product? Because someone shipping to California or Texas, Canada or Arizona, or on the West Coast, it costs more than someone shipping to Maryland or DC. So it's just all these different things that we have to weigh out. And then also, I get so many questions from people asking me who is our manufacturer. And I just try to constantly explain that that is proprietary information, that we've paid for access to this manufacturer who does a great job, but we just don't, like, that's just something that you don't really share, because it's still business, you know, like it's still a competitive market, and it takes a lot of time and energy to find a good manufacturer. And just most people aren't willing to provide that information just freely, you know? So that's probably why, like, I get a lot of questions and people are like, I can't find anyone who is willing to tell me, like, who their manufacturer is. And I feel like people aren't thinking like that, which I understand. But you just got to do some research. Like, you got to do some digging.
But you give so much information, so they probably, and a lot of people would think, like, oh, she's going to tell me this.
Yeah. And you've got to find samples. There was one point where our last batch with this manufacturer, when we had the old notebooks, we had way more faulty items than we were expecting, but we were considering switching, but then we ended up just switching the design of the notebook. Like, we changed the spiral, we changed the size, like we changed how thick it was, which helped so much with this batch and making sure that the quality was up to par. So I don't know. It's all a test, you know, like it's all just, like figuring it out as you go.
Exactly. I think too, when there's like these different little obstacles, it is a test to see, all right, am I going to quit here, or am I going to give this up, or I'm going to, pass through it? Because it's not, at the end of the day, it's not a big deal. If you have 100 customers and you have one bad one here and there, that happens to so many businesses.
I know.
Yeah, like
exactly. And if we're planning to grow, it's just going to be more.
It comes with the
territory. And I mean, even with EOD, it's like, it's the same thing. You're dealing with people when you're a B2C business and you're customer facing. Like, that's just
what it is.
Part of the territory. Yeah. So, yeah, it's funny though, because the day that we launched, we were supposed to launch. It was just a lot, because when we were getting the notebooks, we had a delay because I did a poll on Instagram. And everyone, like probably 75 to 80% of the people who voted for the original top 3 cover.
Okay.
Because we had redesigned the cover. Like, I was like, I want it to look different. I don't want it to be the same, like blah, blah, blah. Child, when y'all came through and was like, oh no, Aaron, we like the original cover. We were already about to basically start production. And this was like a month before it was like a month earlier than we ended up going into production, because we ended up having to change the cover. Then I needed pictures and videos because we didn't have enough time to get another sample flown here because we just needed to move fast because the order would take 4 to 5 weeks to create because we were getting a lot of inventory, and then it would take like 4 weeks by sea to ship. So we were supposed to have the notebooks in November before the holiday season really kicked off. We didn't get the notebooks until December 12th. So we opened the pre-order on Black Friday, and that was kind of like it was a good idea, but a bad idea because Black Friday, everyone's primed to buy, but then we weren't shipping until the week of December 18th. So that's like 3.5 weeks. And some people don't see that it says pre-order. Some people don't see when the notebooks are going to ship. Some people think that their order is going to ship that exact day, even though we say the week of December 18th. We didn't guarantee holiday. Like we just, like we were trying to be very...
I mean, our shipping is 2 to 3 days.
Very realistic.
Come holiday season, just like with Amazon, they say we're going to try to get it to you, but if it's so many things and from so many businesses being shipped out that those postal service can't promise you that. So we can't promise you that. If they could, then we could.
If it gets there early, then we're like, great.
We're like, yeah.
So that was our goal.
Some people got it within 1 day, and some people got it within that next week. Exactly. Even though like we've paid for 2 to 3 day shipping
as we could, basically. So basically, we got lots of emails like, why is my order not shipped? It's been 2 weeks. And I'm like, honey, you pre-ordered. Like, we don't even have the product yet, basically. Like, without saying all of that, just letting people know. But it's just, there are so many little things that I'm learning. Like, next time I do a pre-order, I probably would have, if I was doing it, I wouldn't do a pre-order for more than 2 weeks. Like, I wouldn't want that time to be so wide. Because even for us, it was like 3 weeks, maybe 3.5 weeks. It wasn't that long. But when you want something, like, it's hard to just wait on it, you know? So it's just little stuff like that.
Most people do, but then you get
you get those few that slip through the crack and don't read. But it's fine. It comes with the territory. I think I'm just trying to paint like a realistic picture of what the experience
what it is,
has been for us.
I think if people don't see what it takes, especially when you're doing it yourself, like how much goes into all of it, from the good to the bad of it. Yeah. Even stuff that we didn't like when we start on the 17th when we started shipping out. Shopify had a issue that was out of our control. So I had to contact customer service, and it took like an hour before we could even process the orders because Shopify couldn't contact multiple of their businesses' bank providers for shipping to be paid for. Yeah, it was. So we were just sitting there like
just waiting because and the order. Yeah, I think I said they came in December 12th. They were supposed to come in December 12th, which would have gave us a few days to prep and make sure and even start getting
on the 17th.
Yeah, and even start getting stuff out a little early. They came in on the 18th. Oh, they came on that Tuesday. Yeah. So it was just like, oh my goodness. Or the 19th. When they
came in, it was the 18th.
It was because 17th is a Sunday.
Oh, that was a Monday.
So it was the 19th that they came in. Oh, yeah, dang. It was Tuesday. So we're on pins and needles. I'm talking to the delivery people. I'm like, we need the notebooks now. Like we paid double the price to get them shipped. I was just gonna say that. To get them shipped as quickly as possible. They came into the LA port. They should have been there at least
a week or two before.
Yes, they should have been there a week before.
Which goes back to the point, even we went through some of the same things when we're dealing with a postal
and we're trying to like save face and be like, we got this under control to like the people who ordered because we're so appreciative. But I think my favorite part of the entire process was just seeing how much my family stepped in to help us with all the orders. My parents were like, we can have the notebooks over here. So we have thousands of notebooks over there. And we were shipping them out in truckloads full. Like
the first day we sent out almost 900.
Yeah.
We were working. The second day we sent out the rest. We sent out all the pre-orders within those 2 days.
It was like a sweatshop. Like literally packaging.
16-hour day.
Yeah. The good thing is, though,
15
that
hour day.
from the last time, our packaging, it was cute, but we were wasting a lot of resources. And that's another thing. And I feel like I can go into some of this on my channel too, but just like being more efficient with our packaging, with the costs of packaging. And like we had keepsake boxes before. We decided to be more functional and do like pin holders instead, just to still have like the wow factor or add something more valuable, but not wasteful, you know, because it's like, what do you do with those boxes?
Exactly.
But yeah, so we're just like really excited. I think this is going to be a really good year for us, and I'm just excited to have a new beginning of something. I feel like I needed something to kind of.
So far this year has brought a lot of new beginnings.
I know it has, and I think I just needed something that kind of
give you a spark,
give me that spark back. Yeah, because I was just getting bored with everything that I have been doing for the last few years. So yeah,
no, that's good.
I think on our next one we should talk about, or we should like have a word for the year.
A word for the year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think we should have one individually, but I think we should have one together too.
Okay.
Like a family word.
So next episode we'll have individual word, and then we'll have our family word of the year.
Yeah.
And we'll ask you yours on the next episode.
Yeah. But let us know if you're a vision boarder. We're going to do, he doesn't know this, but we're going to do a vision journal. I've been seeing them on...
What's that?
I've been seeing them on the internets, and I wanted to try it because I've been trying new vision board type stuff every year. So last year I did it on my phone, but the year before that we did big jumbo vision boards, in our office. But this time I want to do a journal because I think it'd be cool to like have different pages like faith and marriage and like business and blah, blah, blah. So we can like have a one page that we do together and just kind of like, you know, plan our goals together. I think that'd be fun. And then I'll share with you guys what it looks like once we're done.
Yeah. Well, with that, Happy New Year once again.
Happy New Year.
We are so excited to not only get this is the year for Sips of Success. This is going to be like, man,
catapult year.
Yeah, this is that year. This is episode 10. So this is, to me, it's a monument because it's an idea that I came up with. And it took a year before, it took some other things to kind of practice before even coming up with such an idea. But it's something that we really want to be like that, one of those next big things, especially with this year at the top of this year. So every Monday, you shall expect a new episode.
We're excited.
And it's so exciting. But if you're listening here on YouTube, of course, please share your thoughts on whether you would do a vision board or you just write it down like me. And if you're listening on any of the platforms such as Spotify or Apple, just give us a rating. Let us know how you've been liking the podcast. Even if you have a topic you want to know about, let us know. We're open. But yeah, we've been loving the engagement. It's been very inspiring,
especially to me. On Instagram. Like you guys are like coming through on the gram. Yeah. So if you're not like connected with us on Instagram, you should
get there too.
And TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok actually been doing pretty good. Yeah.
So we there.
Yeah, we here. This the real year. That little stretch from I think October to December. That was like that precursor. But this about to go up. We will be having like guests. We will have bigger and better business conversations, marriage conversations, and all that good stuff. But yeah, we're excited for everything that's going to come to this. And there's other things that we plan to bring back this year that people have been waiting for. Yeah. But you should stay tuned for that. So
we're excited.
Yeah.
So good things coming. Hope the same for you all. And just stay blessed and highly favored.
Yeah. So if you rock with me, then you rock with us. I'll see you on the next one.